Hey guys, KRXF here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Henshin Belt Deluxe Genesis Driver and Melon Energy Lockseed from Conrad Gaim. This is a new belt used by a set of opposing riders, and the Lockseed used by Conrad Zangetsu Shin to transform. So this set includes a few things: the Genesis Driver, belt parts, and the Melon Energy Lockseed. So let's take a look. So here we have the Genesis Driver, a new belt created by the Yggdrasil Corporation, the same people who made the Sengoku driver. And all the riders who transform using this belt are people who work for the Yggdrasil Corporation. So with this belt, the main colors are metallic red, silver, and black, and has a distinct design of being based on a fruit juicer, with a heavy motif of bendy straws and corkscrews. All the details are well molded and look quite nice, and the paintwork is spot on. Here we have the port for the Lockseeds themselves, and on here is a chamber to fill up with juice, as well as two grips, one that's stationary and one that's the lever that moves inward. On the back we have a little bit more detailing, as well as the on and off switch. And of course the clips, the spots for the belt clips to go in, and the speaker is right here. For the belt parts, they match up with the Genesis driver itself, having the two clips be in metallic red and black, and then the straps themselves are in silver with a new designed belt stopper. And so it clips in just like any other belt would. Right side over there, and left side over here. And then we have the Melon Energy Lockseed. Now, to explain energy Lockseeds, I have to explain something about regular Lockseeds. The thing about the normal Lockseeds is that they are actually the fruit from the world of the Invest called the Helheim Forest. The way they're created is that whenever someone wearing a Sengoku driver picks one of the fruits from the trees there, it'll transform into a random Lockseed. But with these energy Lockseeds, these are artificial Lockseeds created by Yggdrasil. And so these actually have a completely new design and completely new molds. From the front, this is ELS04, which matches up with the number of the regular Melon Lockseed. Has a similar design with these melon ridges to it, but also some tubing in black. And this big clear orange part, and that's because of the way this opens up and the mechanism to it. Now, although this is called the Melon Energy Lockseed, and so it has melon in it like the regular one, this is based on a similar but different fruit. This one is based on the cantaloupe, also known as the sweet melon. And so as to the rest of it, it's also new molding. Starting off with the hanger part, it has a similar bendy straw design to the Genesis driver, and there are various ridges along the main body of the Energy Lockseed itself, as well as this opening button, which is similar to the one on the Suica Lockseed, but a little bit more edged instead of being rounded. Got the back part here, and so since this is a nice clear plastic, you can actually see inside the speakers, the wires, and the batteries, as well as having a clear button here similar to the ones on the regular Lockseeds. And you'll also notice that for this, the clear plastic does have glitter in the mold, so it is nice and sparkly. So first turning it on, you'll get that sound. And then unlocking it, you'll get a special sound. Now with energy lock seeds, unlike the regular ones, not only do they announce the lock seed's name, but they also have a short tune after it. And then pressing the button in the back will cycle through 4 sounds. Then switching on the Genesis driver, we'll get both lights and sounds. On its own, the only thing you can do is push in the lever right here, and you'll get a sound to indicate that there's nothing attached. And then you'll get that grinding sound, which is there for the mechanism of the Genesis driver. So, to transform into Kamen Rider Zangetsu Shin, we'll be using the Melon Energy Lock Seed. So, opening it up. Then attaching it to the port on the front. Then closing it down, we'll get the standby sound. So transform, push in and hold the lever over here, and then release it. So just doing that once again. The first thing is that by moving this in, this pops open the lock seed, the energy lock seed, like this, and creates a light down here. Then as this goes to the side, this bomb part here fills up with juice, which is really just a light that's being blocked off and then a washer in here that raises up. And it's quite a nice effect. Now, for the energy lock seeds, instead of flipping down, these open up in unique ways. For the Melon Energy Lock Seed, it opens up using 3 panels, like so. And on the inside, it has the same design as the top half of the Melon Lock Seed, but with different colors. And so, once transformed into Kamen Rider Zangetsu Shin Melon Energy Arms, you can then do 2 special attacks. And so these involve pushing in the lever once or twice. So first doing it once. You'll get Melon Energy Squash. Then doing it twice. You get Melon Energy Sparking. Now, while the gear sounds in the belt do kind of override and kind of play over the sounds made in the process of filling up the juice cup and the belt, well, the energy lock seed, they can be skipped over by just forcing this outwards, and something I'll show here. And so then to take it off, you close up the 3 panels by holding together the bomb two and then closing down the top one. And then just taking it off like you would a regular lock seed on the Sengoku driver. Now what you'll notice is that for the Genesis driver, there is no section for anything like a faceplate like the Sengoku driver has. So, the way to determine which rider is transformed into is determined by the energy lock seeds, and that's actually worked into the belt by these three levers here. Now, on the back of the energy lock seeds, each one has a section right here with a set of openings, and what position and what size the opening is determines which of these three gets pushed down and which ones don't. And then the other way the mechanism works is that pushing this in will push up two buttons. One here that presses the clear button on the back, and then this one here that pushes this button on the back to unlock it. And so the whole thing comes together. And it does have a pretty cool transformation sound. Now you can also use a regular lock seed on here like the Melon lock seed. Just for comparison, with the two you can see that the regular lock seeds more similarly resemble actual padlocks. Whereas you kind of lose that with the clear blue plastic on the energy lock seeds. And the two do have quite similar designs. So for regular lock seeds, because they don't have any openings, they push down all three of the levers on the back, and you just get a plain white light for them. Unfortunately, it doesn't work so well if you let go of the lever, just because the grinding sound does get in the way of the sounds from the regular lock seeds. Because the way these energy lock seeds work is that when the button is released on the back, it does have a small standby sound to prepare it for this to race to the top, and then it starts its transformation sound. However, these work just as well in the regular Sengoku driver.
Sengoku driver! Lock on!
And the way this works is that, as you can see, this is positioned so that it goes behind here. Actually cuts this forward and presses this button, which unlocks the hinges to the front part. And you can also do the special attacks using this. And then you can just take it off.
Lock off!
Now, the thing about the Genesis driver and the Sengoku driver is that they can actually work together. And so that involves taking part of the Genesis driver and attaching it to the Sengoku driver. So, to repair the Sengoku driver, you have to take off the faceplate, whichever one is attached, and set aside. Then, for the Genesis driver, you press the silver button on the top and pull out this part, which is the Genesis core. And so this reveals the inner mechanisms, to where this button is pressed down when you have a lock seed in, and then this pushes this button here, which raises both of these. And so you can take the Genesis core, then slide onto this port to where the faceplates would go. And looking here, you can see that there are a couple of notches here, a third one that's permanently raised. And so when you slide this on, it raises this. And so that means whatever is put on, it'll hit both of these buttons instead of one or the other. And so you can create new sounds and new combinations by using a lock seed and an energy lock seed. In this case, I'll use both of the melons. And so then close them both down.
Lock on.
And so with both buttons pressed down, you get new sounds from the energy lock seeds. And so this mixes the two together to create a Jinba arms. So in this case, this will be Conrad Zangetsu Jinba Melon arms. And so it does create quite a nice effect. And as you can see here, they truly do have the Melon and Melon energy lock seeds truly do have the same design on the front. Or rather on the inside. And you can also get mixed special attacks. Now, unlike when attached to the Genesis driver, where the Melon Energy Lock Seed has just Melon Energy, Squash, and Sparking, when attached to the Genesis core and the Sengoku driver, it gains an Ole. And just so you can hear the sound more clearly, I'm going to do these again, and this time switch off the Melon Lock Seed. Oh right, have to detach this, and then it'll reset. So then Squash. Ole. And Sparking. Now what you'll notice is that though it has announcements for Jinba, Melon, Ole, and Sparking, they do kind of use the same sound, which is the Melon Energy Sparking in the Genesis driver. And the Jinba Melon squash is basically the Melon Energy squash. But the announcement calls are different and has that standby sound. Now switching this back on, because the regular lock seeds, like the Melon lock seed, also have two buttons on the back, you can actually take these two and switch them around.
Lock on.
Although, because this one works on being cut open by the knife here, by activating this you'll open this part, but this will remain closed and so you'll have to open it manually. That being said, on a surface like this, it doesn't fully open just because it hits the table, and so I'll just be leaving it closed so as not to risk any paint damage.
Lock on.
And then you can mix their special attacks. And because this only has regularly squash and sparking, I'm just going to skip Olay. And then when you're done, you can just switch them back. And so that's the first of many combinations that you can do. And you can use any lock seed here. You can even use another energy lock seed on the main part. But this is the combination that I'll be showing for now. Though because this, of course, unlocks a bunch of new sounds, well, because there are already several lock seeds out, and this unlocks a new sound in each one of them, I will be making a separate video detailing the unlocked sounds in the regular lock seeds. And for the other energy lock seeds, I'll show them off in those reviews. And so bring this back in. Once you're done using this with the Sengoku driver, and just snap it right back on. So on the whole, while the Genesis driver is pretty cool on its own, the thing that kind of takes points away from it just by itself is that it only includes one lock seed, the Melon Energy lock seed. And not only that, on its own it also has less special attacks than you can get with a regular lock seed on the Sengoku driver. And it only unlocks one new sound if you use a regular lock seed on it. So for starters, I would say that you should get this if you already have the Sengoku driver. Because with that, you can not only use this on both of the drivers, but you can also use the Genesis core to make new combinations, as well as unlock the Jinba arms combinations using the energy lock seeds. That being said, it has a nice design, it definitely has a cool gimmick, And the way they execute the lights gimmick with the filling of the juice in the cup down here is very well done. And it is kind of cool to have two different versions of the Melon Lock Seed, as well as to have this new type of Lock Seed that works differently from the regular ones. So, if you're going to get an Odd Zone, I would say try to get some other energy Lock Seeds with it, or just get it at a cheaper than normal price. But primarily I would recommend it if you have at least the Sengoku driver. And it helps to have a few other Lock Seeds, that way you can get a lot of playability out of the two together. So, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.